In modern life, a sense of unease and tension has almost become an inseparable part of every individual. The current of existence constantly pushes us to seek validation, to prove our worth through external achievements, visible presence, and the expression of the self within relationships and work. People have become busy beings with crowded schedules, chasing after things that are often beyond their control. In doing so, they forget one essential element: inner peace. While life encourages self-expression, there exists a simple yet often overlooked practice: silence and self-focus. This is not an act of withdrawal or isolation, but rather an invitation to return to oneself, to rediscover peace and regenerate mental well-being. When practiced with awareness, silence allows us to pause the surrounding noise, to begin truly listening to ourselves, to understand more deeply our needs, emotions, and the hidden purpose that resides within the soul. It is a vital journey, one that Carl Jung, the great psychologist, described through his theories of individuation and synchronicity. These concepts serve as keys that open the door to personal growth, self-understanding, and inner harmony. Silence and self-awareness are not forms of selfishness or escape from the world. They are the paths leading us back to our authentic being, a crucial step toward integration and wholeness. When we choose to dwell in silence, we do more than withdraw from external noise. We move closer to a profound understanding of ourselves and of the values that truly matter in life. Before we move into the main content of this video, Uncovering the Psyche kindly invites you to like and share this video. Doing so will help it reach further within YouTube's algorithm, allowing these insights to spread to more viewers who may need them. Part 1. Silence as the key to inner power. Silence is not merely the absence of words, it is a powerful state of mind, a moment when we consciously withdraw our energy from the outer world to turn inward. It is not simply refraining from speaking, but a deliberate act of holding space for our own thoughts, emotions, and decisions. In modern society, where self-expression through work, social relationships, and media has become a constant demand, silence emerges as an act of strength, a way to momentarily step away from the noise and rediscover peace within the soul. Silence creates a sacred space where we can listen to ourselves with sincerity. It is a time to face the emotions we have suppressed and the thoughts we have never expressed. In a life full of turbulence, where everything moves too fast and we are constantly racing against time, silence becomes an invitation to return to our true nature, to ask ourselves the essential questions about what we truly desire. It is not an act of escape, but a declaration of inner authority, allowing us to live authentically without being shaped or controlled by external expectations. When practiced with awareness, silence not only calms the external world, but also brings serenity to the soul. It allows us to observe, with clarity, the unacknowledged emotions and hidden beliefs within. Through this awareness, we begin to understand our anxieties, uncertainties, and unexplained fears, and in doing so, we rediscover what truly matters, what has long been buried beneath the everyday noise. Silence also grants us the wisdom to make clearer decisions, especially in work and relationships. In moments of tension, instead of reacting impulsively, silence creates a pause, a space for reflection and understanding. This pause prevents us from making choices driven by fear, anger, or social pressure. When we hold silence, we not only preserve our calm, but also our self-mastery, allowing us to respond with clarity and integrity. A vivid example of this inner strength can be found in times of conflict, whether at work or within family. These situations can easily escalate when we react immediately. But when we choose silence, we create room for calm to return, for empathy to arise, and for understanding to deepen. Silence is not avoidance. It is a powerful instrument that allows us to stand firm while maintaining harmony in our relationships. Thus, silence is far more than the absence of speech. It is a tool for unlocking our inner strength. It helps us face ourselves honestly, to confront the emotions and thoughts we so often evade. Within that silence, we discover inner peace, a power that cannot be underestimated in a chaotic world that constantly demands our expression. Silence allows us to live more fully with ourselves, to make wiser decisions, and to shape a life filled with meaning and authenticity. Part 2. Individuation, the journey of finding the true self. Individuation, as described by Carl Jung, is the journey of becoming oneself, a profound and transformative process of discovering our true nature. Unlike the pursuit of social success or the refinement of life skills, individuation is an inner pilgrimage, a courageous confrontation with the unacknowledged parts of our being, a reconciliation between the outer self, persona, and the inner self, shadow. The persona is the mask we wear for the world, the image we present to gain acceptance, while the shadow represents the aspects we tend to avoid or repress: our fears, weaknesses, impulses, and the desires society deems inappropriate. The path of individuation is not an easy one. It demands that we face our own darkness, the hidden emotions and truths we often refuse to admit. Jung believed that genuine growth can only occur when we dare to confront and integrate these parts instead of denying or concealing them. This stands in stark contrast to what modern society encourages: the endless pursuit of external validation through work, relationships, and achievements. Jung reminded us that real development does not arise from praise or conformity to societal expectations, but from the courage to live authentically, to explore and master our inner world. A crucial step in this process is the encounter with one's shadow. The shadow is not evil nor sinful. It is simply the unrecognized part of ourselves, the anger, fear, jealousy, or insecurity we suppress. By learning to accept and reconcile with these aspects, we do not become weaker, we become whole. For instance, when we confront feelings of inadequacy at work, instead of hiding or denying them, we can learn to embrace them as a source of motivation and self-understanding. To bring individuation into modern life, we can begin with simple yet deeply meaningful practices. One of the most effective is self-awareness. Journaling, meditation, or daily reflection on our emotions and actions helps us recognize the hidden motives that drive us. Writing, in particular, is a powerful way to meet the thoughts and emotions we have long avoided, to see how society's expectations shape our behavior. Meditation, too, offers a stillness that allows the psyche to surface, giving space for the darker, unacknowledged parts of the soul to be seen and healed. A practical example of individuation is the acceptance of imperfection. When we face fear, anxiety, or insecurity, we may discover latent strengths within those very weaknesses. This is not passive acceptance, but an active, compassionate engagement with the self, a willingness to meet our humanity in its entirety. In essence, individuation is not merely a process of personal growth, but a sacred journey of self-discovery, a reconciliation with what has been hidden or denied. It asks us to release false identities and external appearances, and to return home to our authentic being. When we do so, we not only find inner harmony, but also begin to live a life imbued with meaning, free from the dictates of societal expectation and aligned with the truth of who we are. Part 3. Synchronicity, the meaningful coincidence. Carl Jung's concept of synchronicity describes meaningful coincidences, events that are not random or accidental, but reflections of the harmony between our inner world and the outer one. When a person begins to live in alignment with their true self, the external world mirrors that transformation, bringing forth opportunities, relationships, and circumstances that naturally correspond to their inner needs. These are not mere coincidences, they are meaningful alignments, the visible manifestations of invisible change. Jung did not view synchronicity as something supernatural, but rather as evidence of the profound interconnectedness between the psyche and the physical world. When we live authentically, the outer world begins to arrange itself in ways that resonate with our values and aspirations. Inner transformation generates outer opportunities, as if the universe itself were attuning to our personal evolution. A clear example of synchronicity can be seen when someone finds their dream job shortly after deciding to change careers. A person, weary of their current work, makes a conscious decision to seek something new, and suddenly, unexpected opportunities appear. A chance meeting with an old friend, a job offer from a company they once admired, or an encounter that opens a new path. These are not accidents. They are reflections of a deep inner shift, the psyche's movement, finding its echo in the world. When we live in truth with ourselves, we no longer have to chase opportunities, the right ones find their way to us. The people and situations that emerge may not fit our expectations, yet they always align with the deeper direction of our growth. This demonstrates a simple but profound law. Inner transformation shapes outer reality. So, how can we connect with synchronicity? The key lies in aligning our actions with the rhythm of the soul. To achieve this harmony, we must live according to our authentic values, rather than being swayed by external pressure or social expectation. When we act from truth, our choices naturally generate positive outcomes, not only for ourselves, but also for the world around us. One practical way to align with synchronicity is through conscious awareness, by clarifying what truly matters in life and pursuing goals that resonate with who we are. Instead of conforming to societal standards or seeking validation, we turn inward, cultivating growth and following genuine passion. As we do this, the outer world begins to respond, opening new doors, guiding us toward meaningful encounters, and weaving opportunities that match our inner state. Synchronicity, then, is not luck or chance. It is the natural result of living in coherence, a harmony between soul and action. When we open ourselves to both inner truth and the flow of life, we begin to see that existence is not a random chain of events, but a living web of connection, where every meeting, every moment, and every shift carries meaning and participates in the unfolding of our personal journey. Part 4. The balance between silence and communication. In modern life, especially for those between the ages of 25 and 60, finding moments of silence amid the constant noise of social interactions and daily responsibilities has become a profound challenge. Yet silence is not the avoidance of communication. It is a conscious choice about when and how we engage. It allows us to recharge, think clearly, and realign with ourselves, while still maintaining understanding and connection with others. Silence in conversations and conflicts can be a source of calm and clarity. When emotions rise, silence prevents impulsive reactions and creates space for reflection, allowing us to respond with reason instead of reactivity. For example, during an argument with a colleague or loved one, choosing silence helps soothe emotional tension and gives us perspective, transforming confrontation into constructive dialogue. Silence also strengthens our ability to listen, a skill that lies at the heart of all meaningful relationships. In both family and professional settings, genuine listening fosters trust and empathy. When we remain silent, we create space for others to express themselves fully, to reveal what lies beneath their words. This deep listening allows us to understand not just what someone says, but what they feel. In the workplace, such attentiveness can improve collaboration, resolve misunderstandings, and enhance the collective energy of a team. In both work and family life, silence serves as a safeguard against unnecessary conflict and helps preserve self-control. In a stressful work environment, timely silence allows us to stay composed, observe situations from multiple angles, and choose the most effective, least harmful course of action. Similarly, within the family, silence can diffuse tension and give everyone the time needed to calm down and approach resolution with empathy. In truth, the ability to remain silent often nurtures respect and builds relationships that endure. Silence also sharpens our awareness of what truly matters in relationships. Instead of filling every moment with words, giving others space to speak or simply to be allows us to see them more deeply. Through silence, we perceive the emotions unspoken, the nuances that words cannot hold. And as we come to understand others on this deeper level, our connections grow more intimate, more genuine. To sustain this mindful silence, we must develop the awareness to know when to listen and when to speak. This requires self-knowledge and sensitivity to context, the wisdom to discern the difference between moments that call for quiet observation and those that require the courage to voice our truth. When we are attuned to ourselves and our surroundings, we naturally sense when silence is strength and when expression is necessary for authenticity. Thus, silence is not merely a means of self-preservation, it is an art of communication, It cultivates composure, reduces conflict, and opens the space for harmony both at work and at home. Through silence, what is truly essential is expressed with greater depth and resonance. And in that stillness, we discover that the most powerful form of communication is often not what is said, but what is felt and understood in the quiet between words. Part 5. The importance of self-awareness in modern life. In modern life, self-awareness plays a vital role in personal growth and maintaining balance in an ever-changing world. Self-awareness not only helps us recognize our emotions, thoughts, and actions, but also allows us to understand our inner motives, beliefs, and values. When we can see ourselves clearly and objectively, we make wiser decisions, maintain healthier relationships, and reduce stress in both work and life. Self-awareness helps us identify our strengths and weaknesses, enabling us to develop our potential while improving our shortcomings. In the workplace, knowing our abilities and limitations allows us to work more efficiently and avoid unnecessary conflicts. It also enhances leadership, as understanding oneself makes it easier to regulate behavior and emotions, fostering a positive work environment. Modern research shows that self-awareness is strongly linked to reduced anxiety, better mental health, and improved work performance. People with higher self-awareness tend to handle stress and anxiety more effectively and maintain emotional stability. They are also better at recognizing the sources of stress and finding constructive ways to cope with them. Moreover, self-awareness contributes significantly to productivity. Those who are self-aware can tell when to focus and when to rest to maintain energy. They are often more creative, less distracted by workplace conflicts, and more capable of collaboration, all of which enhance performance. To cultivate self-awareness, one effective method is meditation. Meditation helps calm the mind, reduce anxiety, and allows us to observe our thoughts and emotions without judgment. This strengthens our ability to understand and manage our inner world. Another useful practice is journaling, which helps release tension and reveal recurring patterns in our thoughts and behavior, making it easier to change unhealthy habits. Taking time for oneself is also essential in developing self-awareness. In a fast-paced life, it's easy to become lost in work and relationships. Neglecting self-care, quiet moments for reflection and rest help us reconnect with ourselves and prepare mentally for life's challenges. In conclusion, self-awareness not only deepens our understanding of who we are, but also serves as a key to improving life quality, enhancing work performance, and nurturing healthy relationships. Practicing self-awareness through meditation, journaling, and self-reflection empowers us to become the best version of ourselves. Part 6. Silence helps you discover yourself. Silence holds a profound power that few truly recognize. In a world filled with constant noise from work, family, and social interactions, silence has become a rare luxury we often overlook. Yet, it is precisely in silence that we find the key to deeper self-connection. When everything around us becomes still, we are given the chance to face the thoughts and emotions we often avoid amid the chaos of daily life, fears, insecurities, or unfulfilled dreams. Silence is not merely the absence of sound, it is the absence of external distractions, creating space for us to truly listen to ourselves. In these moments, we rediscover forgotten dreams and desires hidden beneath the rush of modern living. Freed from the noise of the outer world, we can return to our true essence and recognize what truly matters. The sense of liberation that silence brings is a deeply transformative experience. It allows us to pause, to stop the endless cycle of thinking and worrying, and face the parts of ourselves we've suppressed. This becomes an inner journey of rediscovery, helping us uncover unexplored dimensions of who we are and reassess what is truly meaningful in life. Silence is not avoidance, but an internal revolution that deepens our self-understanding. In modern life, however, practicing silence is not easy. We are constantly pulled into calls, messages, and relentless work demands. Yet, when we intentionally create moments of quiet in our day, we begin to notice subtle but powerful shifts in how we see ourselves. One simple yet effective practice is silent walking. A single walk without phone notifications or background music can bring mental clarity and relaxation, offering space to reflect on what truly matters. Another practice is sitting quietly for just 5 minutes a day. Turning off all devices and simply sitting in stillness helps cleanse the mind, reduce stress, and create room for contemplation. Though brief, this daily exercise powerfully reconnects us with ourselves and clears our mental fog. Additionally, setting aside regular periods of digital disconnection can be deeply restorative. In our hyper-connected society, constant engagement with devices keeps our minds restless and fragmented. Unplugging, even for a short time, allows us to relax, listen to our inner voice, and refocus on what truly gives life meaning. In the rush of daily life, we often forget the sacredness of silence. But when you dedicate even a few minutes each day to quiet reflection, you'll find that silence becomes a sanctuary, a time to recharge, regain balance, and explore the hidden parts of your being. Silence is not an escape. It is a powerful tool for self-discovery, mental renewal, and authentic living. Through silence, you come to know yourself, rediscover what truly matters, and live in alignment with your true nature. Part 7. The practice of silence and focus brings transformation. In a world that is constantly changing and filled with noise, learning to focus inward is the key to living a meaningful life. Focusing on yourself is not an act of selfishness, it is an awakening. It allows you to find inner fulfillment rather than relying on the approval of others. When you stop seeking validation from society, you begin to realize that true happiness comes from within, from living authentically and staying true to your values. Focusing on yourself helps you build a strong foundation for personal growth. When you are not swept away by external chaos, you can make clearer, more responsible decisions. Those who center their attention inward often discover inner peace. They no longer need to compare themselves to others or chase social standards. To cultivate silence and focus, it's essential to establish daily habits that create space for stillness and self-awareness. Journaling is a powerful method. It allows you to record your thoughts and emotions while reflecting on your experiences. This practice not only relieves stress but also reveals hidden aspects of yourself, deepening your understanding of who you are. Setting aside moments of silence each day is equally important for maintaining focus and peace. In a technology-driven world, taking a break from screens and simply sitting quietly restores your mental energy. These moments are not wasted time, they are an investment in your mental health. When the mind is clear, you can make wiser decisions and respond calmly to stressful situations. Another effective way to maintain focus is through the practice of mindfulness. Mindfulness teaches us to live in the present, to be aware of what is happening without being distracted by the past or the future. This practice reduces anxiety, enhances concentration, and nurtures a steady sense of calm throughout the day. By applying mindfulness not only to work but also to conversations, meals, and quiet moments, we develop a deeper sense of connection with ourselves. To preserve silence and focus in today's world, it's vital to intentionally create a peaceful environment for yourself. Meditation and yoga are two powerful practices that cultivate calmness and concentration. Meditation helps soothe the mind, reduce stress, and heighten self-awareness. Just a few minutes of daily meditation can help you gain control over emotions and thoughts. Yoga, with its gentle movements and mindful breathing, relaxes the body and focuses the mind, laying a solid foundation for personal growth. In an age full of distractions, practicing silence and self-focus is indeed a challenge. Yet, those moments of stillness are not mere pauses, they are opportunities to restore energy, regain balance, and take ownership of your life. The practice of silence and focus sustains inner peace and becomes the key to self-discovery and holistic growth. When you live authentically, you come to realize that everything you need to live a meaningful life has always been within you. Conclusion. Silence and self-focus are two essential elements for living authentically and navigating the pressures of modern life. In a world overflowing with noise and constant demands, finding moments of stillness to reconnect with yourself is not a luxury, it is a necessity for living a meaningful life. Silence is not avoidance, it is an intentional act of creating space for self-awareness and personal growth. And focusing on yourself is not selfishness. It is an awakening, an act of reclaiming your inner fulfillment rather than depending on the world's approval. Begin with small, mindful steps towards silence and self-awareness. Set aside a few moments each day to sit quietly, journal, or meditate. These simple practices will help you rediscover your inner peace and deepen your understanding of who you are. Only when you truly see and accept yourself can everything in life begin to fall into place, bringing clarity and meaning to your journey. The path to becoming your true self is rarely easy, but it is the only road that leads to genuine freedom. Be courageous enough to walk it, and remember, with each passing day, you are moving closer to the best version of yourself. If you wish to continue this journey of self-discovery, don't forget to subscribe to Uncovering the Psyche. We'll accompany you in exploring the depths of the mind and cultivating personal growth. Together, let's uncover the psychological insights that help you live a life of wholeness and meaning. See you in the next video.